Oh my gosh, the jobs numbers today were even worse than they expected. Why does this matter when you're buying real estate? Because buyers need to have jobs. Hi, I'm Claudia at Homes with Claudia, your Real Talk Realtor. And the jobs number today, they were expecting 110,000 jobs, and only 75,000 job openings are out there in the marketplace. Not even that, but the numbers for May were revised down to only 14,000 jobs, and then in June, they were revised down to 19,000 jobs. So a significant decrease in jobs, downgrade revisions of jobs that are available out there in the marketplace. And we all know, we've heard the headlines that a lot of corporate America are slashing jobs. People think that they're going to be able to find a new job, but with numbers like what we just learned came out, it's going to be really difficult. Why does that matter in real estate? Like I said, buyers need to have jobs. Now, granted that those job numbers are across America, we are here in Morris County, where the average unemployment rate is higher than the national average. It's about 4.9%. And out of those job losses, layoffs, and job openings, I don't know how many of them are New Jersey specific. So, but what I can tell you is that the real estate market here in Morris County is still out of control. Let's take a look at some of the numbers that are from July 2025. So we have in Morris County, the average sale price of a home is $850,000 in Morris County. That is incredible. That is a gain of 1.4% year over year, and it's flat month over month, but still, overall, and I use this benchmark a lot in my videos, overall, since March of 2020, home appreciation is 81% in just 5 short years. I'm going to say that again. Median home appreciation from March of 2020 is 81%. That is incredible. Earlier this year in 2025, it was 51%. So inventory is so low, and there's still buyers out there that they are desperate. They will pay whatever it takes to buy that house. Let's look at some other listings here. New listings. New listings are 558. That's it in the month of July here in Morris County. That's down 9.3% from this time last year in July, and down 13% month over month. This is the height of the spring selling season. It's the lowest and slowest start to a spring real estate season since 2009. I'm going to make some other references to 2009 because it's just really scary that we are in a similar place. I don't know that the market's going to crash, but there's a lot of similarities that go back from 2025 to 2009. So what I will say here is that new listings are down again from March 2020. They are down 48%. In March 2020, we had 1,081 new listings. This year in July, we had 558, decrease of 48%. Now, that is the lowest here since the 2009-2012 time period. In July of 2009, we had 804 new listings. We are still in July 2025, 558. Significant. Homes for sale this past month in July were 663 homes for sale, down 15% year over year, and month over month we're down 11%. Again, height of the spring selling season. We haven't been this low in July of 2020, okay, when the pandemic began. We had 3,877 homes for sale. We're down 83% from July of 2020, just 5 short years ago. Reference back to 2009, we are down 88% because in 2009, there were 5,516 homes for sale. Incredibly low numbers. And then the last statistic I'm going to hit you up with here is the number of closed sales. So homes that closed were 433 in the month of July 2025, down 11, almost 12% from this time last year, and down 10% from June 2025. We haven't seen this low number of closings since um, July of 2010, which was 342, July of 2011, which was 406, and we had, if we go back to 2009, we had 490 closings. Similar, but it was still greater than the 433 that we see today. So I'm not sure what's going on, but what I can tell you is that if you are a home seller and you would like to sell your home, there are still buyers out there. Now is the best time to sell your home because there's nothing on the market. 1.7 months supply of inventory. That means if nothing else came on the market, it would take 1.7 months to exhaust all that inventory. It was 5 months in 2009. So just as a reference point, since I've been going back there. Buyers still have jobs. We hear that there's a lot of companies with pending upcoming layoffs coming down the pipe. I'm not sure when they're going to take effect, but again, today's jobs reports doesn't give me much confidence that there's going to be, when you're ready to put your house on the market, that there's going to be these buyers ready to purchase them because they may not be able to get a loan because they don't have a job. Another thing to consider is that when the interest rates go down, it's not the interest rate is the Fed funds rate. That is short-term interest rates. Car loans, which are in default, credit cards, which are in default. We're starting to see mortgage defaults, but those are tied to the long end of the bond curve, which is a 10-year bond, and that's what the mortgage rates are based off of. When the 10-year bond goes down and the interest rates go down, it's because the economy needs stimulating. It's not because everything is soaring, right? So just remember, everybody's looking for lower interest rates, and that's because the economy needs to be stimulated. If that's the case, again, buyers may or may not have jobs. So be careful what we wish for. The other thing that I would put out there is for home sellers, when the interest rates go down, because a lot of you home sellers or homeowners would like to put your home on the market, but you are handcuffed by these low interest rates, right? And you're saying, well, I'm going to right size my house, upsize, downsize, right size my living space when the interest rates go down. But when interest rates go down, again, it's because the economy needs to be stimulated, and you can put your house on the market, but will you get all of that equity that you think you have in your home? You might not get the price that you want, but you may be able to sell your home if the buyers are out there in the marketplace. So when you go put your house on the market, because you're not the only one that has, pent up seller demand or initiatives or desires out there. There's a lot of sellers that want to right size. So when you put your home on the market, when the interest rates are lower, a lot of other sellers are going to put their home on the market. That means that buyers that are out there will have a lot more to choose from, hence fewer bidding wars, which we're already seeing fewer bidding wars because there are significantly fewer buyers, lowest since 1995. And since last year, we have 3.5% of buyers, more buyers sitting on the sideline. So it's a really complex market. If I were you selling, I wouldn't wait too much longer. I would get yourself out there and see how much money you can get for your home now. And I know that inventory is so low, so it's really hard to say I'm going to go out there and sell my house and buy something else. But maybe there are other solutions if you're willing to make that choice so that you can get the most equity out of your home. If you'd like to know more, I love to talk numbers. I'm Claudia at I am Claudia at Homes with Claudia. And remember, who you work with matters. Give me a call. Happy to talk numbers all day long. Sorry, there's a beautiful scenery in the background. We're up here in beautiful Ringwood, New Jersey, along the reservoir. It's just a little noisy. Anyway, I'll talk to you soon. Happy buying, happy selling. Ciao.